Hi! In this video tutorial, we'll see how to use Cinema 4D materials on the web and in augmented reality. We have prepared a chessboard of 3D models to test the materials we pulled from Cinema 4D's Asset Manager. We use materials like plastics, wood, ceramic, cement, and leather. We'll export in GLB format and check the result. Go to File, Export, GLTF GLB and click on the gear icon. Make sure to export materials with textures, but limit the maximum size. Set the texture resize to Don't Enlarge, with a size of 1024. This way, if there are textures larger than 1024 by 1024, they will be resized to 1024. Click OK and save the GLB file. Open the web browser and navigate to the My AR Studio page. After logging in, click the plus button to add a new product and drag the GLB file into the white area. The model is loaded, and we notice that the rendering is different from Cinema 4D. Now let's see how to adjust the materials. Go to the second tab, the Lighting tab, and set the same HDR used in the Cinema 4D render. Also, set the background to black to facilitate visual comparison. Ambient Occlusion. Ambient Occlusion is a technique to highlight the details of the object. Go to the Materials tab, the third one, select the white sphere to choose its material. Expand the occlusion section and load the occlusion texture. In this case, the texture was generated with Substance Painter, which is often bundled with Cinema 4D. Once the texture is set, we notice that many details stand out. Repeat the operation for the other spheres, so click on the occlusion texture and set the loaded texture. Metalness and Roughness. Select the white sphere again. In this case, the rendering is already very good. We can also check the metallic and roughness components to see if they meet our needs. We can deactivate the texture generated by Cinema 4D by clicking on the thumbnail and selecting the empty texture. Adjust the roughness and metallic values manually. Repeat the operation on the other plastics. We will look at the red plastic later. Select the blue plastic, deactivate the texture for metalness and roughness, and manually adjust the roughness slider until you find the desired glossiness of the object. As for the red plastic, it is an aged material that showed scratches on the surface, which we were not exported. We'll come back to it shortly. The rendering of the woods, as well as all image-based texture materials, is generally good. In this case, it will be enough to deactivate the generated texture for the metallic and roughness components and manually adjust the material's roughness as we did for the plastics. As for the materials in the last row, we notice that the cement can be fixed using the technique just described. However, the leather and ceramic materials were not fully exported. Texture baking. Let's go back to Cinema 4D and open the leather material. We notice that it is a complex material, with numerous parameters generated or modified by Cinema 4D's render engine. Let's see how the baking technique can help us in this situation. The technique consists of rendering some properties of an object, not on a frame, but on a texture, so it can be used later. In our case, we will bake the base color and then use it in My AR Studio. Click on the Redshift menu and select RSAOV Manager, then drag the Diffuse Filter property to the center. Deactivate Multipass and activate Direct. Select the row and in the panel on the right, change the format selecting JPEG or PNG. Select the objects for which we want to bake the textures, so the ceramic material, leather, and red plastic. Click on Redshift, Tools, Texture Baking, Create Bake Set from Selection. Notice the appearance of RS Bake Set. Select it if it is not already selected, and note the 3 objects listed below. Change the resolution to 1024 and click Bake. In the window that opens, deactivate Default Beauty and click Bake. Once the process is finished, we find 3 textures that we now apply in My AR Studio. Select the red plastic, identify the base color, click on Factor and set it to white. Click on the texture and load the baked texture. We notice the appearance of scratches and the close resemblance to the Cinema 4D render. Repeat the same operation for the leather. Select the texture and load the baked texture. Adjust the metallic and roughness components as before. Do the same for the ceramic material. We have completed the corrections for this test chessboard. Let's now see the final result compared to the Cinema 4D render. With just a few small adjustments, we managed to bring Cinema 4D materials and display them on the web and in augmented reality. Transparency, displacement and metals. Transparent materials are usually not exported correctly and need to be rebuilt in My AR Studio. Let's see how to do it. Select the glass material and first activate the transparency. Select transparency and set Alpha Blend Mode to Blend. Set an alpha value that satisfies you. It is usually a good idea to set a base color with a hint of blue. Additionally, increasing the metallic component allows for more pronounced reflections and gives the material more shine. Materials with displacement sometimes get exported with active alpha, and some polygons appear transparent. In this case, to fix it, you need to set Alpha Blend Mode to Opaque. This way, we can preserve the material's normals, but the displacement part is not supported. Metals are usually exported correctly. If the rendering is not optimal, we can deactivate the generated metallic and roughness textures and manually adjust these 2 parameters. Thanks for watching this video tutorial. I remind you to subscribe to our channel not to lose any news, and I invite you to watch our videos for more information about my AR Studio.